Previously on Umineko when they cry.
Part of her had still been relieved that her dear George wouldn't be able stolen by some servant girl. You, Ada! You! Sorry. I got personally angry about that. It's like, damn, you're willing to sacrifice your own child's happiness for your own. You, Ada. Ava. Just because you want George to be successor. That's all you care about. No, not his happiness. No, that. You just want that family head title shit. You, Ava.
And now back to the mystery.
Battler. He had his back against the wall of the hallway, and he was covering his eyes with his right hand, weeping without restraint.
He did.
Horrible. That's horrible.
心に決めた女を婚約した次の日に失った。
He proposed to the girl he loved and lost her the next day.
同じ日に親父とおふくろまで殺されるなんてよ。
And on the same day, even his mother and dad were killed.
そんなのあんまりにもむごいじゃねえか。
Isn't that too harsh? Of course, it was sad whenever anyone dies, no matter who it is. But to Battler, those left alone by the deaths of others were far more worthy of pity. Everyone here now had lost someone close to them. George wasn't the only one to be pitied. However, George's pain was far greater than everyone else's. But Battler.
そりゃよ。人はいつか死ぬぜ。
Everyone dies sooner or later.
人間、誰だっていつかは死別の悲しみと戦わなきゃならねえ日が来るだろうよ。
If you're human, you'll eventually reach a time where you gotta fight the sorrow of losing someone close to you.
でもよ、そいつは兄貴にとってはずっと未来の話で。
But still, shouldn't that day be far in the future for Aniki?
しかもそいつは一つずつ順番に訪れるべきもんじゃねえかよ。
And shouldn't those deaths visit him one at a time?
むごすぎるぜ。
Horrible. It's too horrible.
やろう。
That bastard! That bastard!
少しは人の情けってもんがねえのかよ。
Doesn't he have even a speck of human sympathy in him? Oh, shut the fuck up, Maria!
バトラ、泣かない。
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought she was gonna go a witch.
Ooh, Battler, don't cry.
Maria tried to comfort Battler in a melancholy sounding like voice. Or is this mechanical? I don't know what that says. Battler violently wiped his tears.
ああ、くそ。もう流さないぜ。
Yeah. Damn it. I won't cry anymore.
悔し涙も悲しみの涙も
Tears of regret.
もう二度と流さねえぜ。
Tears of regret. Tears of sadness. I won't shed them again.
ああ、全然ダメだ。俺たちは魔女様に爪を食らってるわけだ。
It's all useless. The witches got me back into a corner.
主勢一方ってわけだ。
I am always on the defense.
そりゃダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
And that's useless. It's all useless.
チェス盤がひっくり返っちまうぜ。
I'll spin the chessboard around.
野郎は俺たち羊が明日まで逃げる手段もなく怯えてるだけだろうと思ってるだろうよ。
Oh, I didn't do the thing. I'll spin the chessboard around. That bastard probably thinks we'll be running scared like sheep until tomorrow before we try anything.
だがな、ひっくり返すぜ。
But guess what? I'll spin it around.
明日までこの島から逃げられねえのは野郎も同じだ。
That bastard can't escape this island until tomorrow either.
しょんべんちびりそうになりながら逃げ隠れするのは俺たちじゃねえ。野郎の方だ。
We won't be hiding away, pissing ourselves. That bastard will.
暴いてやるぜ。必ずな。
I'll expose you. You'll see.
明日までに。
By tomorrow.
いや、明日なんか待たねえ。
No.
今夜だ。
No, fuck tomorrow. Tonight.
今夜中にその胸ぐらを掴み上げてやる。
By tomorrow, before tonight's over, I'll grab you by the collar. Damn, Battler's ready to go get fucking revenge. I'm there for it. I fucking agree. We need to sit down and figure this shit out right now. Instead of with our thumbs up our asses.
とにかくこの部屋は警察が来るまでこのままにして施錠します。
At any rate, we'll lock this room and leave everything it is until the police come.
いいですね。
No objections? I take it? Natsui announces as though she didn't care whether they agree or not. If anyone had the right to object, it would have been George. But he looked as though he shedded enough tears. George nodded slightly, still facing away from the others. And when he stood up, everyone else agreed too. Natsui hadn't opened the western envelope of the head family that she picked up. But now that they decided to leave this room, she decided to unseal it in the parlor, where everyone could watch. As soon as they walked out of the hallway to head back to the parlor, some of them immediately felt something out of place. Or maybe sensed something strange. Uh-oh.
答えよ。
Huh? Stinks? What the fuck?
マリアもわかるか。
Did you notice it too, Maria?
こりゃ何の匂いだよ。ひでえ匂いだぜ。
Seriously, what's that smell? It's awful. When everyone sniffed the air, they did notice a horrible burnt smell drifting through the hallway, one that none of them had smelled until then. What the fuck? Burn?
私、ちょっと厨房を見てきます。
I will quickly go check the kitchen.
火はちゃんと消したはずなんですよ。
I'm sure I turned the flame off. After noticing a burnt smell, it was natural that Kumasawa, who had just been using the burner in the kitchen, suspected that her own slip-up had caused it. Kumasawa hastily dashed away.
カノン、熊沢と行きなさい。
Cannon, go with Kumasawa.
一人にさせないように。
Do not let her be alone.
はい。
Yes! After nodding at Genji's order, Cannon followed after her. He wasn't running, but he just followed her. He tried to search for the cause of the smell in other directions as well.
臭い。
Stinks! God, she's so whiny.
これは確かに鼻が曲がりそうな匂いですね。
It is truly a stench that makes the nose wrinkled.
しかし換気のために窓を開けてもいいものか。
However, that doesn't mean we can just open a window for ventilation. Natsui was reluctant to open the windows in a situation where self-defense was important.
換気扇を回させましょう。
Let us run a fan.
窓を開ける必要はないと思います。
I do not believe there will be any need to open the windows.
ジョージの兄貴、話しかけても大丈夫かよ。
George Aniki, is it okay I talk with you?
犯人を探す相談なら構わないよ。
If it's about finding the culprit, then I have no problems. Oh, George is fucking pissed. It seems that George had managed to climb out of the abyss of sorrow. All that filled his chest now was the quiet flame of hatred towards the culprit who had stolen the lives of the one he loved, and his beloved parents.
部屋にはチェーンがかかってた。
The chain for this room was set.
さっき構造を見たが、とても外から細工できる代物じゃねえ。
From what I could tell by looking at it, I'm positive that it couldn't have been opened from the outside.
つまり、完璧な密室だったってことだ。
In other words, this is a perfect closed room.
そうなるね。
That does seem to be the case.
バラ庭園の倉庫の時はシャッターの鍵を使用人室からこっそりと持ち出したのだろうとか。
In the case of the Rose Garden storehouse, they might have sneaked the shutter key out of the servant room.
あるいは複製の鍵を持っていた可能性とか、いくつか方法が想像できた。
Or maybe they had a duplicate key. I can't imagine many ways they could have done it.
でもチェーンは違う。
But this chain is different.
チェーンは一般に浸透した施錠方法の中で最もシンプルに密室を構築できる。
Among generally using locked techniques, a chain is simple to create a closed room with.
チェーンだけは物理的に破壊しない限り外からはどうにもならないぜ。
Only a chain will block everyone from coming in the outside as long as it isn't physically broken.
じゃあつまり犯人は扉からは出入りしなかったってことなのか。
So does that mean the culprit couldn't have gone in and out through the door?
こりゃ面白いや。
That's interesting.
つい数時間ほど前にも扉以外でどうやって部屋から出入りしたのかってみんなで騒いだ気がするぜ。
Just a few hours ago, I seem to remember everyone making a fuss how to enter a room without using the door. Back then, we were all losing our cool, wondering how grandfather had disappeared from his room. The receipt and Ava stuck in the door on a whim proved that the door had remained sealed. And since Aunt Natsui was the only person to enter or exit during that time, she was under suspicion. Aunt Ava proposed a theory about how Aunt Ava might have thrown grandfather out of the window and left by the door herself. Okay, I have another theory about that. What if Kinzo was never in there to begin with? Like I said, I had a theory that someone might have pretended to be Kinzo. Whether it's a 19 person or one of the 18 people. Could have dressed up and pretended to be grandfather. Maybe even mimicking his voice perfectly. So, it would have been a man? Or it could still be, well, it could also be a woman as well, if she was really good at mimicking his voice. I mean, if you really get really good at it, but it might be impossible. But they could have easily, whoever it was, they could have easily pretended to be grandfather, saying all those things to Natsui without her knowing. Or, if Natsui is in on it, she could have just pretended that she wasn't talking to grandfather to begin with, thus tricking the viewer who's watching this. But so far, the viewer hasn't been really lied to on what's been happening so far. Or at least that's what I think. We haven't been lied to on what's been going on when we're not in Battler's perspective or somebody else's perspective. We really haven't been lied to as the audience. So what we're seeing is what we're getting. I still strongly believe that Natsui was talking to Kinzo. Or somebody who was pretending to be Kinzo. I don't know how it could not be Kinzo, but I have a strong feeling that either Kinzo left the room some time ago, the real one, mind you, and Natsui was either talking to somebody who was pretending to be Kinzo, or she made it up. I don't know. But like I said, we've never been lied to as the viewer, so I strongly believe she thought that she herself was talking to Kinzo. Or Kinzo, like Battler said, he could have just slipped out of the room. Damn. I'm sorry, I'm just still thinking about that. But then I'm also thinking about that closed room that just happened a second ago. How the fuck did they get into the room? But this door is much simpler. It was sealed from the inside by the door chain. The window had also been locked from the inside, and the bodies had been inside the room. This time, it has really had been, without exaggerating, a true closed room. Exactly. It's not going to be easy as Grandfather Kinzo's room. That's right. If you include Grandfather's disappearance, 3 cases had occurred, all 3 times. The doors had been point of interest. Door to the storehouse. The first was the shutter. There was a key in the servant room, and if we assume someone knew about that, this can't really be called a closed room. The second was Grandfather's. The second was the sealed door by the receipt. After and Natsui enter that room, so if Grandfather had left through the window or been thrown out, she would have been able to lock the window before escaping. Or, like my theory, Grandfather could have been hidden until the receipt was gone and left the room later. Basically, this door can be defeated with a handful of desperate tricks. In that sense, you really can't call this one a closed room either. This one, however, and now we have a sealed door with a chain, the third one. Finally, we have to give up. Really? The window, the door, everything had been locked. It was the perfect closed room. The first hadn't been closed room because everyone could be suspected. The second hadn't been a closed room because Aunt Natsui could have been suspected. By this time, no one can be suspected. This was a perfect closed room because the door and the chain formed a seal that blocked everyone equally well.
なら、犯人は室内に入らずに犯行に及んだ。
Okay, let me think about this one. Okay. The door and the chain was closed. Is it possible? What if the spear wasn't an ice pick or whatever the spear thing was? What if it was a bullet? Hear me out. I know you're thinking, what kind of fucking gun would hold something that fucking large? I honestly think maybe a crossbow probably could. Like, a crossbow could hold a bullet. Maybe not as, probably something that big. It could fit on a crossbow. And maybe, they knocked on the door and get Ava to open it. And she, and the culprit, shot through the open door, and Natsui fell. But then again, if that was the case, she would have fell on the floor instead of the bed. If the door is positioned away from the bed. Or, is it possible to angle it a certain way? Like, couldn't they somehow open the door slightly? Stick their hand through the crack. Maybe aimed it where she was sitting? Probably open it without her noticing. And somehow see where she was sitting? They put their hand through the crack of the door and shot. But then again, how the fuck would they reach the bathroom? any windows in the bathroom? Because, no. No, because the windows were locked. Shit! I don't know. In that case, did the culprit carry out the crime without entering the room?
部屋の外から何らかの方法で
With some method from outside room? That's what I was just discussing.
確かに
Good point.
チェーンである以上人が通れるほどは開けなくても多少の隙間を空けることができる
Even though the chain makes it impossible to open it wide enough for a person to fit through, you can open it with a small crack.
ノックして顔を覗かせたところを襲うとか
Did the culprit knock on the door and make them peer out before attacking them?
いや甘いか
Wait, am I missing something?
甘いよな。
Yeah, you are.
エヴァおばさんの遺体が扉のすぐそばだったなら、それも考えたぜ。
If Aunt Ava's body had been lying right next to the door, then that might have been possible. Okay, yeah, that's true. I was thinking like maybe she fell face down on the floor. Especially how heavy that shit is. Heavy that ice pick thing is, and it would just like boom. Like I said, then again, it wouldn't necessarily work with how it could reach Hideyoshi.
だが、エヴァおばさんは部屋の奥のベッドの上。
But she was on the bed at the back of the room. Okay, so it was far away from the door.
しかも、秀吉おじさんはバスルームだった。
Yep, that's what I said. And Uncle Hideyoshi was even in the bathroom.
チェーンの隙間からでは姿を見ることもできねえし、手を伸ばすこともできねえ。
And looking from the crack of the door, you can't even see them. And you can't reach them with your hands either.
ちくしょう。全然ダメだぜ。さっぱりだ。
Damn it! It's all useless! I don't have a clue! Something was tugging softly at my sleeve. It was Malia. Uh-oh.
おお、満足？
Oh, satisfied? What the fuck did you do, Malia?
満足って何がだよ。
What do you mean, satisfied? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Tell her, if she feels like committing another crime, do it in a way that no human could. Okay, either Malia is gonna go tell somebody who has the name Bertolucci, if it's either a 19 person or one of the 18 who's using the name Bertolucci, and she goes and say, hey, can you commit another next crime to murder somebody that no way a human could? And that's just gonna make it so much fucking hard for us to figure it out. Oh yeah, Battler said, oh god damn it, Battler, we fucking jinx ourselves.
バトラは親族の誰かを疑うのが嫌だから、犯人はベアトリーチェであってほしいと願ったよ。
Battler, since you didn't want to suspect any of your relatives, you made a wish, saying you wanted the culprit to be Bertolucci, right?
だからベアトリーチェは叶えた。
Well, Bertolucci granted that wish.
バトラが言った通り、絶対に人間には無理なことをして、バトラに魔女の存在を信じさせてくれた。
Just as you asked, she did something that was completely impossible for a human to make you believe in the witch.
なのにわがまま。
And now you're complaining? How selfish. Ouch! Did we slap her? I tapped Maria, who was laughing unpleasantly, on the head with my fist. Damn, we just punched the shit out of her head. Or at least like a light tap.
ああ、叶えてくれてありがとうよ。
Sure, thanks for granting that wish.
今のはその礼と、不謹慎な時に笑ったことへの教育的指導だ。
That just now was to thank you, and also to teach you to stop laughing when it's inappropriate.
それより教えやがれ。
More importantly, tell me. Oh shit. Battler's going like, okay, Maria, I have enough of your shit. Tell me what the fuck this bitch did.
エヴァおばさんたちの部屋の扉にもまた怪しげな落書きがされていた。
There was another mysterious scribble on the door to Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi's room.
あれもまた魔法陣なのか。
Was that another magic circle?
あれは特に覚えやすい特徴的な形なんだから、あのくらい知っててほしいね。
That one's really memorable and characteristic design, so I hope you at least know what it is. Ouch! Ooh, we hit her again.
知らねえから花を持たせてやってんだ。
I don't know, which is why I'm letting you take the credit.
ごちゃごちゃ言わねえで解説しろい。
Quit whining and explain.
バトラは暴力的だね。
You sure are violent, Battler. Even my mom hits harder than you.
あんまり意地悪すると教えないよ。
I won't tell you if you're too mean. Get it?
あ、痛い。言うよ、このげんこつ男。
Ugh. I'll say it. Stop hitting me.
あれは月の1の魔法陣だよ。
That's the first magic circle of the moon.
何の意味がある。
What does it mean?
その魔法陣のご利益は。
What does this magic circle affect?
書かれてるヘブライ語の意味は。
What does the Hebrew writing mean?
記されているのは旧約聖書詩編第107編の16節。
The words from the Old Testament, Psalms 107 verse 16.
主は聖堂の扉を破り、鉄の栓抜きを打ち破ってくださいました。
For he has broken gates of brass and cutting through the bars of iron.
魔法陣の効用は2つ。
This magic circle has two effects.
一つはいかなる方法によって閉ざされた扉でも開くことができる。
Okay. First, it can open a door regardless of which method has been used to lock it. Okay, so it's like a key.
そりゃ便利な魔法だぜ。
That sure is convenient.
つまり魔法の力に頼らなきゃ開けぬ密室の扉っていう魔女様のアピールってわけか。
So you're saying that they're trying to make it look like a witch because this closed room has a door that can't be opened without relying on magic?
もう一つの効用は。
And the other effect?
開かぬ扉を八方塞がりの事態に見立て、扉を開く。
When you're blocked by an unopened doors in all direction, it opens a door.
難解な事態の時に用いることで、それまで思いつきもしなかった解決策を与えてくれるんだよ。
By using it in a different situation, it gives you a solution you haven't even thought of until then.
平たく言うと、観察力や洞察力、ひらめきや直感を授けてくれるんだね。
Generally speaking, you receive the powers of observation and discernment, inspiration, and intuition. Oh, discernment, inspiration, and okay. I'll have to look this up later. If this is a real one, if this is real actually, I'm not sure since I only know a little bit about Wiccan. I don't know much about more of the occult stuff. I only know a little bit about Wiccan. That's really all I know. Oh hi, I'm the witch as well. No, not really. Not like a witch in this game, but the Wiccan witch. I mean, I don't practice as much as I used to, but I like to believe in the whole Mother Nature, Mother Earth kind of thing. I mean, if you ever guys get a chance to read it, I like to just care more about my Earth, if that makes any sense.
ベアトリーチェはバトラごとき人間風情にこの扉の開き方がわかるものかって挑発してるんだよ。
Beatrice is trying to provoke you, since there's no way lowly humans like Battler could figure out how this door was open. Ow, 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 fuck! Do you really have to fucking hit me, you bastard?
よーし、もう黙れご苦労。
Okay, good work, so shut the fuck up.
上等だぜ。その魔女の挑戦、受けてやら。
Oh, let me try again. Sorry, I didn't know he was still talking. Sounds great. I accept this challenge from the witch.
マリアちゃん、
Malia-chan?
この世に魔女も悪魔も存在しない。
Fiends like witches and demons don't exist in this world. Oh, shit! George is not even gonna enlighten Malia anymore. He's done. He's so fucking done. Oh, shit. Fiends like witches and demons don't exist in this world.
父さんと母さんは誰かが殺した。
Someone killed father and mother.
それが僕のよく知る人間なのか知らない人間なのかはわからない。
I don't know whether that's someone I know or not.
でもそのどちらであっても必ず人間なんだ。
But either way, it was definitely human.
しかしどうやって。
Yeah, but how?
せいぜい10センチ程度しか開かない扉の隙間からどうやったら室内の2人を。
How did they reach those two through the crack of the door? It couldn't have been more than 10 centimeters wide.
それにしても耐え難い匂いです。
At any rate, I can hardly stand the stench.
一体何事なのですか。
What in the world could it be? Canon and Kumasawa, who had gone ahead, realized the smell wasn't coming from the kitchen, even before they arrived there. That was because they noticed an even thicker wave of stench rising up from the stairs, leading to the basement, which they passed on their way into the kitchen. What the fuck is that? Is it someone fucking dead somewhere? Oh, is it Kinzo? Because remember, his study is always filled with some kind of awful fucking stench. Is he fucking drinking down in the basement? That old fuck. He's like living it up down in the basement as like people are fucking dying upstairs. It's like he's living up with the witch down there drinking like, no, bad leche. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you brought the booze. Glug 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 glug. How's the whole human sacrifice going? I'm sorry. Oh god. That's okay. Search downstairs to the basement. Okay.
ボイラー室。
The boiler room.
またボイラーの調子が悪いんでしょうか。
I wonder if something's wrong in the boiler room again. Those stairs lead to the underground boiler room. The mansion's boiler was old and in poor condition. Both of them had witnessed problems with the boiler on several occasions, but they had never smelled the boiler belch out a stench like this before. Is it a dead animal or something? Oh. What the fuck? Oh, shh!
今の音は。
Oh, that was not them. Oh, shit. Someone's down there. What is that sound? The thing that had been heard from the basement was definitely the sound of a door closing. Kumasawa had phrased it as a question, but she already knew it couldn't be anything else. Uh-oh. Someone's down. Oh, shit. Is it the 19th person? Or Kinzo? Kumasawa was so surprised at the sound that her knees gave away yet again, and she cowered. After all, at that very moment, no one could have been in the boiler room. Just a few seconds ago, Everyone had been crowded together around Ava and Hideyoshi's room. So, who caused the sound of a door closing just now? Oh shit. Oh shit!
Kanon-san!
Kanon-san! After taking a second to sort out the situation, Kanon ran down towards the base. Oh shit! Oh, Kanon's gonna go in. Oh shit! Since they had heard the sound of a door closing just now, and there was no signs of anyone coming upstairs. Oh fuck! The person who just closed the door had to be inside the boiler room now. If the boiler room had been a dead end, Kanon would have rushed in so hastily. But Kanon was a servant, so he knew. The two entrances to the boiler room, one had opened to the mansion, and the one that had opened to the courtyard. He didn't chase them right now. They might slip away. Oh no. Oh god. This is really a bad idea or a really good fucking idea. So, is it really a 19 person? Oh fuck. Oh fuck, who is it? Kumasawa reached the same conclusion long after Kanon did. Or is it really Bertolucci? I don't know, I'm excited. Fuck. But she couldn't let him go. She couldn't let him go down alone. If the Fane in the boiler room was the culprit, an opponent who had easily killed 6 adults in the first murder, then no matter how Kanon confront them, he won't be a match. Of course, with this argument, even if Kumasawa joined him, it wouldn't change anything. At any rate, after a delay, Kumasawa decided that she mustn't let Kanon go alone, and she rushed down the stairs. Oh, okay, this is the first time we're seeing it. After that time, Kanon was already in the boiler room. The boiler room's characteristics, damp and heat, tormented him. It had always been an unpleasant smell and smelly hot place. And on top of that, the room was full of that horrible stench, which had made Kanon feel like he was going to be sick. There was no doubt that this room was the source. In that case, Kanon should have been searching for where the smell was coming from. However, Kanon kept gazing straight forward as he grabbed a hatchet from a tool shelf just off the side of the door. He hasn't stretched out his hand because he wanted a hatchet. He had wanted to grab a weapon. Any weapon. Why? He's fucking scared, and he was smart right to take a fucking weapon with him. Kanon gazed into the darkness where the naked light bulb couldn't pierce. Naked light. And then he answered.
ルーレットは数字と赤黒にかけて配当を競い合う。
In roulette, you bet on a number or the colors of red or black, vying for a payoff.
だが赤か黒かのようなリスクの低い賭けはその程度の配当しか与えられない。
However, low risk bets like black and red only offer a similar low payoff. The words coming from Kanon's mouth were swallowed up by the darkness. That darkness suddenly swirled and glittering. Oh no. Oh shit, it's the butterflies! It's the same butterfly Shannon saw before she died. Oh no. Oh no, no, do not let it be Canon. I swear to God, game, do not let it be Canon. Because I actually fucking like him. Stop it. Stop hurting characters I like, game. Fuck. And what the fuck is this noise? It was such a fascinating sight. Fantastical scene. Sorry. Let me read that again. I'm sorry. Future Amber editing this. Cut this out. It was such a fantastical scene. Golden sparkling butterflies that hid in the shadows all over the boiler room, flapping their wings, twinkling beautifully, and gathered in the darkness, disappearing. This is not fucking good. Cannon continued to speak, directing his words at the darkness as it swallowed the butterflies up. As the butterflies gathered in the darkness, they, probably, no, they were certainly, laugh. Butterflies can laugh? But Cannon continued to speak without faltering in the slightest.
逆に、より的中率の低いかけ方をすれば、そのリスクに比例した配当が与えられる。
However, if you bet on something with a low probability, your payoff increases proportionally to the risk.
親方様は、天文学的なリスクを的中できることを奇跡と呼び、
The master called succeeding despite an atrocious risk a miracle.
その結果得られる天文学的な配当を魔法と呼んでいた。
And they called the astronomic payoff gain as a result magic.
親方様とお前がどんな魔法を求めてルーレットに挑んでいるのか、そんなことには興味ない。
I have no interest in what kind of magic you and the master were seeking when you spun that roulette.
しかし、お前は忘れている。
But you forgot something.
ルーレットには赤でも黒でもない目が出うることを忘れている。
You forgot that in roulette. There is a pocket that neither black or red. Roulette has a special pocket called zero, which means that the house takes everything in certain variations of the game. This means that all the coins betted on the table will be swiped up, just as though everyone has forfeit.
僕は一つだけ心に決めていた。
I set my heart on just one thing.
もし
I decided that if
シャノンが殺されて僕が生き残るようなことがあったなら
Shannon were to be killed, and I was left alive,
この身を投げ出してお前のルーレットを全て台無しにしてやろうと
I sacrificed this life of mine and bring this roulette to yours to ruin.
これは親方様が決めたルールでもましてや
This isn't
お前が決めたルールでもない。
This isn't one of the master's rules, and it certainly isn't the one of yours.
このルールは僕が作った。
I made this rule myself.
僕はもう家具じゃない。
Oh shit. He got rid of the title furniture. Oh shit. I am not furniture anymore.
お前のルーレットのゼロなんだ。
I am the zero in your roulette. Cannon's face twisted with humiliation. It was clear that this was defiance against his own weaknesses, was being ridiculed somehow. Sorry. Cannon's brow creased even further, and a fierce expression that he'd never shown to anyone appeared on his face. The hand grasping the hatchet was shaking. Oh shit, he's gonna go challenge whoever the fuck that is over there. His sweat had become drops, which slide downward. It was clear that the emotion causing Cannon's hand to shake wasn't just anger. However, Cannon suppressed that emotion.
僕はもうお前の言葉に惑わされたりはしない。
I won't let your words lead me astray again.
悪魔のルーレットはこれでおしまいだ。
This is where the demon's roulette ends.
地獄にてさらに1000年。次の召喚者を待つがいい。
Wait for another 1,000 years in hell for your next summoner.
ベアトリーチェ！
Beatrice! When Cannon raised the hatchet and tried to dive into the darkness definitely sneering. It sneered at that courage as if it were vulgar, lazy, futile, and meaningless. Oh god, it's getting louder. Oh god, I'm scared. I'm legit terrified. What the fuck was that? What was that? I heard a laugh. I did not like that. Cannon, his hatchet still held aloof, couldn't take another step after that. With a clang, the hatchet he had been grasping fell down and rolled. Oh no! And rolled onto the floor. And falling that with a pair of thuds, Cannon's knees hit left and then right. That hand, which looked like it was trying to catch the sky now that the hatchet has been dropped, gradually lowered and landed on his chest. And then the other hand did the same. Oh no! Right there. A handle. Oh, fuck you! Right there. A handle with a demon-shaped design was buried into his chest. Fuck you, game! The same type of weapon that had been stabbed into Ava and Hideyoshi's foreheads was in Cannon's chest. God damn it. Cannon was curled up in anguish. Fresh blood dripped from the corners of his mouth. It was makeup too extreme for Cannon's white skin. Fuck you, butterflies! Fuck you! Around this scene, the glittering gold butterflies danced through the darkness, mesmerizing. It was a beautiful, beautiful dance, a funeral march of tribute, ridiculed and incompetent for a single boy's self-sacrifice. Cannon had already been prepared for his own death. But although he could not do nothing but accept the death that he had received, he had attempted one last measure of reinsurance. He grasped the handle of the weapon sticking onto his chest with both hands, and gritted his teeth with an acute, unearthly pain. He pulled it out. Oh God. For only a moment, a bright red spray gushed out. Jesus fucking Christ! And made an unpleasant bloop sound. It probably resembles the sound of Cannon's soul, as if it was sucked into the swamp of the dead.
Cannon-san?
Cannon-san? Someone! Fuck. No, not... I was really rooting for Cannon to survive. Fuck! Kumasawa screamed at the incomprehensible sight in front of her. Kanon was lying in a pool of blood. Kumasawa's heart was a complete mess. What a horrible fate. He wouldn't have been killed if I had been with him. What a incredible luck. If I had been with him, I might have been killed too. As she screamed, her expression was filled with complete confusion, and all the muscles in her face were pulled up, almost as though she was smiling while crying. What the fuck? No one could have made fun of an expression like this.
何事ですか、熊沢。
What is it? Kumasawa!
返事をしなさい、熊沢。
Answer me! Kumasawa! The first one to dash in was Natsui, holding the rifle. And Battler and Genji dashed in after her. Normally, they probably would have started discussing the origins of that violent stench filling the boiler room. But after they saw Kanon, who was lying on the ground as if they were drowning in an ocean of his own blood, the stench wasn't important anymore. Kanon!
返事をしなさい。
Answer me!
源氏、南條先生をここに。
Genji, bring Dr. Nanjo here! Natsui realized that even though Kanon was on the verge of death, he was still conscious. So she sent Genji to go get Dr. Nanjo. Oh god, he's still alive. Oh no. Oh, thank god. Natsui, holding the rifle aloft, faced the darkness in the center of the boiler room and shouted.
そこに隠れているものは何者です。
Who is hiding over there?
おとなしく出てきなさい。
Come out quietly!
そちらから出てこないなら容赦なく撃ちます。
If you don't come out of there, I will shoot without mercy!
ライトだ。
We need light!
おばさん、照らすぜ。
And Natsui, let's light him up! Battler, thinking quickly, took out a large flashlight from the tool shed alongside the door, and used its light to cut through the darkness Natsui was glaring into. But the light only shone a mechanical-looking piping and a door. The door had been left open a small crack, and it was obvious that someone had left through in there in a hurry.
夏日おばさん、あの扉はどこへ？
And Natsui, where does that door go?
源氏、
Genji,
あの扉はどこに通じているのですか？
where does that door lead to?
中庭です。
The courtyard.
逃がすかよ。くそ、この野郎。
Like hell, I'll let you get away, you damn bastard! Battler let out a war cry as he slammed for the door, because I can't do a fucking war cry right now, because I got people living here. A cool air outside suddenly rushed in. There was something thin, rough. There was thin, rough stairs leading up. Battler ran them, shouting.
待ちなさい、バトラー君。
Battler! Wait, Battler! Hold on, Mita. Wait! Battler-kun!
一人では危険です。
It's dangerous to be on your own right now! Natsui was also rushing up the stairs, chasing after Battler. They were in the courtyard. The courtyard of the mansion had been built strictly for lighting purposes, so it wasn't a very elegant place. Because it was surrounded by all sides, the air was calming and completely undisturbed, even though they could have heard the sounds of strong winds. There were only been the gentle, sorrowful rain. As he ran through the cold, scattering raindrops dashing up the stairs into the courtyard, Battler looked in every direction. Of course, the odds of him finding a suspicious silhouette just standing around nonchalantly were pretty much zero. Battler spun and looked all around. He turned again and again. He kept spinning until he almost lost sense of direction. He prayed that he would see the culprit somewhere in the scenery, but there was no chance. All he saw as he spun more and more of the mansion's heartless walls and windows. Oh, god damn. Shit. Furthermore, there was 2 entrances into the mansion from the courtyard. Neither of them were locked. Because the courtyard couldn't be entered from outside of the mansion, the doors have been built without locks. Give me a second. Okay, I just want to make sure it was still recording. Sorry about that. He didn't know which one they had left through. He had to give up. Battler pound on the wall with his fists, swearing.
Battler-kun!
Battler-kun!
一人で先走ってはダメです
You mustn't run ahead by yourself.
Battler-kun.
Battler-kun? Battler pressed his forehead against the wall, which he had scratched out with his fingernails as he cried. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
エヴァおばさんに秀吉おじさん
And Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi.
さらにカノン君かよ
And now Cannon-kun.
6人も殺しやがった
You killed a full 6 people.
飽き足らずさらに3人も殺しやがった
And that wasn't enough, so you had to kill 3 more?
ふざけるなふざけるな
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me!
エヴァおばさんも秀吉おじさんも昔からいつも優しくしてくれる愉快なおばさんたちだったじゃねえかよ
And Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi were always kind and fun.
カノン君とは昨日会ったばかりだがきっとこれから仲良くなれたと思うぜ
I just met Cannon yesterday, but I'm sure we would have gotten along fine with him.
なんで殺したんだ
Why did you kill them?
どうしてどうして
Why? Why?
人ってのはな殺しちまったらな二度と生き返らねえんだぞ
You know, when people die, they don't come back to life again, right?
タケノコみてえにひょいひょい生えてきちゃ来ねえんだぞ
They're gonna quickly sprout up again like bamboo shoots.
どうして殺すんだよ
Why did you kill them?
どうして
Why?
どうして
Why? God, this is hurting my soul. God damn. This is hurting my fucking soul. God damn it. I didn't need a fucking heart today. Thanks, game. Thanks. Thanks for the fucking feels. God damn. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tearing up a bit. I'm hearing Battler's voice actor in so much pain. God damn. Not only the voice actor is a really good actor, but goddamn, that's really getting to me. Holy shit. It just feels so fucking real. Whew. Sorry, give me a minute. Battler was a boy who could understand the feelings of pain and regret in a person's heart. So he cried with all his strength. Natsui, who always thought of Battler as a frank person, was a little surprised to find that he had this delicate side. And at the same time, she understood how easily hurt the heart of a young person could be. So she held him. Aww. It's all right.
あなたもジョージ君もマリアちゃんもジェシカも私が絶対に守ります
I will definitely protect you, George-kun, Maria-chan, and Jessica.
母として、そして後宮家の代表として。
As a mother, and then as a representative of the Ushiromiya family. Oh god, that fucking hurts. Battler, after sobbing into Natsui's chest for a while, wiped his tears with a bitter smile, as though he had been like the whole time, and tried to appear as though he cried more than enough already.
とにかく一度下に戻りましょう。
Anyway, let's go back for now.
犯人を探すより自分たちの身を守る方が最優先です。
Protecting ourselves is a higher priority than finding the culprit.
明日になれば船が来る。
Tomorrow, the boat will arrive.
そうすれば警察がやってきて、全てを白日のもとにさらし出してくれるでしょう。
After that happens, the police will come, and everything should be brought to light.
犯人がどうあがこうとも、この島から逃げられるものですか？
There's no way the culprit can escape this island, no matter how much they struggled.
そうっすね。
That's right.
警察さえ来れば。
When the police come. When the seagulls cry, the crime will be solved. But, for some reason, Battler felt like a slight sense of uneasiness, as if the seagulls would never cry again. That couldn't be true. When the typhoon passes, surely the lively seagulls will return to the harbor again. God, a lot has happened in this fucking stream. Holy shit. I returned to the boiler room along with Aunt Natsui and told everyone weakly that we haven't found anything. We heard Dr. Nanjo and George Aniki had carried Kan and Kun out to the servant room. The servant room had the first aid kit and a sink, and could apparently function as a nurse's office. Kumasawa-san and Jessica had accompanied them. Stains from Kan and Kun's blood remained on the floor. Judging by the large amount of blood loss and the ruthless shape of the weapon that had fallen carelessly to the ground, I figured that Dr. Nanjo's treatment would probably end in vain. That weapon was doubtlessly the same type that had been stuck in Aunt Ava and Hideyoshi's foreheads. But wait, isn't that demonic design on the handle a little different? Is it? Okay. There is something small difference in that part. Still, as far as their overlaid in shape was concerned, the weapon were all the same type. Though it had seemed brutal, we left the weapon stuck into Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi's to preserve the crime scene. So this was the first time we were able to have a perfect view of the entire weapon. We had expected the weapon was not a blade like a knife, but was shaped like an ice pick, or rather a fin stake. And it had a spiral-shaped pattern, sort of like a drill. It looked like something that might have been driven into the hearts of human sacrifices in some demonic ritual. Including the handle, it was 25 centimeters long. Half of it was the stake-shaped part, which was stained with deep red blood, and the length of the blood-stained part of it made it clear just how deeply it must have penetrated into Kanon's chest. But Aunt Natsui and the rest didn't even look at the weapon, and instead stood in front of the incinerator, where the horrible stench was was intimating from. They must have dragged out that fane which had been burning in the furnace. It was smoldering and kept sending out distant waves of that awful, unpleasant smell. Genji-san and Maria stared down at it, and Natsui probably couldn't stand looking to look at it directly at it. She kept shaking her head back to it. I thought nothing could surprise me after everything that's happened. But this is... Ugh. What the fuck is in there? I stood there for a while, moaning and with the rising urge to vomit. The true source of that unearthly stench was a scorched corpse that had... Oh, what the fuck? Was the scorched corpse that had been cooking inside the incinerator. What the fuck? The clothes on the surface of the body and the hairs were all hideously burned. That grotesque corpse was in a state where not the face, nor the age, nor even the gender could be guessed at. But when I thought about it calmly, I realized that a corpse appearing at this time could only be one person. It was grandfather. What the oh shit, he's dead. Oh, he was... What the fuck? He was inside the incinerator? For how fucking long? It was grandfather, who had disappeared that morning, and whose whereabouts had been unknown.
おそらく親方様だと思います。
I believe it is most likely the master.
私も同感です。
I agreed.
このようなお姿でお亡くなりになるとは。
That he would pass away in such a state.
おいたわしや。
It's heart-rending.
でもこの死体本当にじい様だって保証はあるんすか？
But is there any proof that this corpse is really grandfather?
こうも黒焦げじゃ性別さえも想像つかないってのに。
It's burned so black, you can't even tell what sex it is.
バトラ君、足をご覧なさい。
Battler-kun? Oh, look at the feet. Edna Natsui, with her handkerchief over her mouth and her eyes averted, pointed and told me to look at the burnt corpse's feet. Hmm?
両足の指が6本あるのがお分かりになりませんか？
Notice how there's 6 toes on each foot. Huh?
本当だ。
You're right. Just as Genji-san had said, there were 6 toes on each foot. Each individual toe had looked so normal in its line that I had to notice.
親方様はお生まれの時から両足の指がそれぞれ6本でした。
Oh. Okay. Wait. No one else in the family has 6 toes as well, do they? The master was born with 6 toes on both his feet.
そして故に親方様は後宮家の再興を託されたのです。
Consequently, the master was entrusted with the revival of the Ushiromiya family.
後宮家には昔から生まれつき多子症の方が多かったそうです。
I heard since long ago that cases of polydelicate were common in the Ushiromiya family. What does that mean?
多分遺伝的なものでしょう。
It's probably hereditary. I know what that word is. I'm trying to say it. Hereditary. hereditary. Like, it means it was passed down birth kind of shit. I know what it's saying, but it's like, fuck, I know what it is. Hereditary. Yeah, sorry. Polydactyry. I don't know what that word means. Literally means many fingers. Because of a little mistake by God, when the person is born, one of their toes or fingers splits into two, and the total number increases. Okay. But a big deal isn't unusual made of polydelicate in the world at large. That's because it isn't a disease. It's just some people are born with. It's just something people are born with. So while they're still babies, at about the time they turn 1 year old, they can be taken to the hospital and given surgery to make them normal. Oh, okay. My fingers right here, they're kind of web. Since I was little, I've never been able to I have like extra skin kind of like growing like right here. I know this might sound really fucking gross, but I think I get what they're saying. Like, I can't wear rings because it fucking irritates between my fingers so much. Because the skin between my fingers, I can't wear a ring normally. Like, I would have to wear a ring on a chain and neck, on a chain or a neck or a necklace. I can wear a ring on my thumb, but I can't wear one on my ring finger. Just a little fun fact. Even children with polydelicate can be treated before they become aware, so they might not even remember it themselves. By the way, it seems that there's a possibility for this to occur in one of every 2,000 babies. So even though it's not unusual seen, it isn't that rare at all. Speaking of which, I think Uncle Hideyoshi mentioned something to me long ago. Something about how even Tomomi Hideyoshi, the man who unified Japan at the end of the Sengoku period, had 6 fingers on one hand. According to Ed Natsui, among the many Ushiromiya family heads, one of the most praised of their wisdom all had okay, they all had that, okay. So yeah, that's definitely Kinzo. Because of that, when grandfather was born, his relatives were all excited at the thought that he might become another wise leader. And when the leading relatives all died, in the Great Kanto earthquake, it apparently argued that grandfather had one of the... Sorry, I'm reading that wrong. Hold on. I think I got something in my ear. Sorry. I thought something was sticking in my ear. I think it was my hat. I think it was either my hat or my hair. And when the leading relatives all died in the Great Kanto earthquake, it was apparently argued that grandfather should have been the one to restore the family, because of a suspicious side of his birth. If grandfather hadn't disliked his position as the head so much, this 6th toe probably would have been plenty of lucky for him. Come to think of it, I've heard some countries where it was believed people with polydactyry should be treated as gods or reverted. This is besides the point, but it's fairly common in mystery novels for a corpse to be burned to hide its identity. But I guess that in grandfather's case, just tossing him wouldn't be enough. And grandfather's body was not simply burnt. You know what that means? Kinzo is indeed dead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Burned in incinerator with a weapon They'll probably talk about it in a minute. This old sorcerer's wish had vanished before it could even be granted. He always knew that this one was possibly the result of his high-risky gamble. It was just like Aunt Natsui and Uncle Hideyoshi, and the fane that had been stabbed into Kanon's chest. Oh, there we go. One of those demon ice picks was sticking into his forehead. Oh, so he wasn't simply burned alive. He was killed by that demon ice pick and then was thrown into the incinerator.
指に闘士の指輪がありません。
The head ring is not on his finger.
昨夜の手紙の通りということですか。
So the letter last night was telling the truth.
お父様。
Father
さぞやご無念でしょう。
would probably horribly disappointed. Natsui's-san let her head drop and closed her eyes tightly. Okay, this is getting creepy as fuck though. Holy shit. This room had also become a vile crime scene for us to hand over to the police. Goddamn. In one streaming session so far, we had 1, 2, 3. We had 4 people fucking killed. 4 people are fucking dead right now. Ugh. Wait, how many is left? Let's see. There's the 2 servants, Dr. Nanjo, the children, Battler, George, Jessica, Madia, and Natsui. There's 8 people left. Ooh, that's creepy. Creepy. It was decided that we would leave grandfather's corpse here and lock the room, sealing it. I mean, we don't know if Kanon's dead yet, so that's right. We don't know if Kanon's dead yet, so 9 possibly. It isn't clear when grandfather's corpse started burning in the incinerator, since according to Genji, the strength of the flames hadn't been that strong. The body must have started burning a long time ago. So that stench could only slowly creep out of the furnace and fill the room bit by bit, eventually pouring out and climbing up the staircase. Putting aside whether he was rare or well done. God damn it, game. Putting aside whether he was rare or well done. Fuck you for that. Grandfather had been brought out, killed, and burned. Even though he had started out locked away in the closed room created by his auto-locked. There is probably no doubting this. However, according to Genji-san, the boiler room is usually locked. The possibility that someone outside of our group had snuck in and committed the crime was overwhelmingly high. And there was also a good chance that this person was walking around with something like a master key. After all, the doors and windows throughout the mansion have been checked. Despite that, the culprit was able to strut around the mansion freely. That's true. Okay, we cannot deny that that it's possibly one of us. We can't deny that. I don't think there's a 19 person anymore after this now. But I don't know who could have done it. I don't know. But despite that, the culprit was able to strut around the mansion freely. Does this crime... Oh god, this music! Does this crime confirm that a 19 person exists? There is still that contradiction, since they were trying to tour out their existence without even showing themselves once. Along with Kiri-san's chessboard theory, I've been using this contradiction to deny the existence of a 19 person. By spinning the chessboard around once more, the very fact that this crime makes it perfectly obvious that a 19 person exists means that the existence of the 19 person is less than plausible. As long as that 19 person doesn't show themselves in front of us, if the culprit could get grandfather out through the door, sealed by the receipt. If they could kill Natsui and Uncle Hideyoshi from the other side of the door, sealed by a chain, then can they possibly go as far as to create a fictional 19th person through the strange tricks and devices? If we want to believe that the culprit is among the 18, then the list of suspects has grown very short. The four of us kids, Ed Natsui, Genji-san, Kumasawa Bachan, and Dr. Nanjo. One of these people have to be the culprit. Oh shit. Wait, we can't be sure of that. Just a second ago, we started doubting whether the corpse here was actually grandfather's, right? Maybe we can think the other bodies in the same way. Oh? For an example, the first 6 had all their heads horribly smashed. Okay. Some of the bodies had kept enough of their faces for us to confirm who they were, but that old bastard, for an example, he had lost his entire face, as though the whole thing had been neatly peeled off. We only figured out which body was which by their clothes and surroundings. Did the culprit prepare to fake bot? Oh shit! I haven't even considered that. Oh shit! That means even the dead are not ruled out as suspects. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh Battler, you're thinking a lot harder than I am. Oh shit! I didn't even consider that possibility. Damn, that's getting good. Even though they're actually hiding somewhere after committing the crime. It may sound ridiculous, but it wouldn't be impossible to trick to pull off. It was too early to give up to this 19 person. No, this witch. Yeah, fuck you. I ain't gonna believe it's magic. Ooh, the possibility of actually it being someone else. Even if...
それ以上しげしげと見てはなりません。
Who the fuck let Maria-chan in the building to look at this shit? Okay, Maria-chan, you mustn't stare so fixated anymore.
さあ、バトラ君も。
Come on, Battler-kun too. Anyway, what I was saying is, I didn't actually consider the possibility of what Battler just said about it being even a person who might be dead. Oh god. Oh god, that makes it more like, oh god, who could have done it? Oh god. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of food for thought later after tonight when I think about this.
カノンの容体も気になりますし、いつまでもこのようなところにはいられません。
I'm worried about Cannon's condition, and we mustn't remain in a place like this for any longer than necessary.
戻りましょう。
Let us return.
Oh.
Maria didn't go out with everyone else, but remained in the boiler room. The thing she was staring so fixated at probably wasn't grandfather's body, but the demon ice pick sticking out of his forehead. It was probably sort of an item that an enthusiastic couldn't bear to ignore. I tapped her on the head.
Oi, Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Beatrice の目的は何なんだ?
What's Beatrice after?
俺たち全員の命か?
Is it all of our lives?
ベアトリーチェはもうすぐ蘇るんだよ。
Beatrice will revive very soon.
その時、誰も生き残れはしない。
At that time, none shall be left alive.
よくも笑えるもんだぜ。
How can you laugh at something like this?
自分だけ蚊帳の外だと思ってるのか?
Do you think you're the only one who's safe?
どうして自分の身に危機が迫っていると感じない?
Why don't you feel like you're in danger?
どうして怯えない？
Why aren't you scared?
ベアトリーチェは約束してくれたもん。
Beatrice made me a promise.
マリアは黄金郷へ連れて行ってもらえるんだよ。
Ma, she said she's gonna take me to the Golden Land.
そこはね、しがらみも何もないすべての人たちがずっと一緒にいつまでも優しくし合っていける素敵な場所なんだよ。
It's a wonderful place where you have no obligations. Everyone's always together, and everyone is nice to everyone else. Oh. Is this going back to my theory about, like, her fantasy? Okay. So, whoever is pretending to be Beatrice told Maria that about the Golden Land being a happy place for her. And she won't have to, like, it. I mean, if we're still going by the fact that that Maria isn't a victim of a child abuse, and someone who's her savior, like I said in one stream, conned her into believing that the Golden Land is a magical, wonderful place where nobody would hurt her ever again, not even her mother, and her mother will always be nice to her. Oh god, that's fucking sad. Holy shit. Oh, that's sad.
マリアは楽しみだよ。
I'm looking forward to it.
その時はもうすぐだもん。
That time will come very, very soon now. Oh, what the fuck? Just what kind of person is Maria? I only know what Maria was like 6 years ago, when she was 3. She was once pure and obedient, a good kid. This Maria, 6 years later, and the Maria I knew, didn't seem to fit together. Just who is she, this witch who calls herself Maria? To Maria, who obstinately believes in the witch, this series of unsolvable crimes is proof that the witch actually exists. Every time something occurs that would be difficult for a human, it becomes a little harder for the rest of us to not believe in Beatrice. It must have been an intense pleasure for Maria to see her relatives, who once firmly denied the existence of the witch's existence, start acknowledging that the witch's existence, one by one. Is that why she's in high spirits?
Maria, もう一遍だけ聞く。
Maria, let me ask this one more time.
どうせ答えは同じだろうが、もう一遍だけ聞く。
You'll probably answer the same anyway, but I'll ask just one more time.
お前は昨日、マラ庭園で手紙をもらった。
Yesterday, you were given a letter in the rose garden.
そいつは誰なんだ？
Who gave it to you?
ほう、だからベアトリーチェ。
Like I said, Beatrice.
バトラがまだ信じない。
Battler still doesn't believe.
ほう。
Maria only repeated what she had already said. Maria met with the 19th person, the witch. Was that really a 19th person? Or did one of the 18 just get her to say that? All that's certain is that Maria has been with the rest of us constantly and had always had an alibi and hasn't done anything suspicious. She's simply overjoyed at being Beatrice's messenger, and certain isn't the 19th person. Supposedly. That's right. I wonder what's written in the letter we picked up at Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi's room. Aunt Natsui should still have it with her. Whew. Jesus Christ. Whew. I don't know what's gonna happen now. In the end, Cannon did not regain consciousness. Fuck! We know what that means. Cannon, found in the boiler room with a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of his chest. How presumptuous of lonely furniture like that. Fuck you, whoever's writing that shit. I first thought it was Madia, but I think it's someone else. God damn it, though. I hate that. Cannon was such a really good... He was such an interesting character. Even though Dr. Nanjo and the rest did all they could to heal him, of course, there was very little that could be done on an island like this without medicine or proper facilities. However, Cannon was the only human ever to confront the culprit. If only he could give us some kind of clue. However, at the time they carried Cannon away, it was already too late.
申し訳ありません。
My sincere apologies.
あのような重傷を設備のないところではどうしようも。
Without proper facilities, there was nothing I could do about such a serious wound.
いえ、無理もないことです。
No, that's perfectly understandable.
最善を尽くしてくださり、ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much for giving your very best. Dr. Nanjo's shirt had been sprayed by a violent splur of blood, so it was easy to imagine the devotion with which he had tried to save Cannon's life up until the last second. Jessica was crouched down in the corridor, crying softly. She had probably been taking care of Cannon-kun up until the moment of his death. George Aniki tried to approach her with some words of comfort, but when Jessica pushed him away, he stopped trying to force her to talk and left her alone.
私がカノンさんを一人で行かせなければ。
If only I haven't let Cannon-san go alone.
気に病むことはない。
Do not let that bother you.
仮に一緒だったら熊沢も襲われていたかもしれん。
If you had been with him, you had probably been attacked as well.
それに愚かにも先走ったゆえの自業自得だ。
God damn it. Genji, that's fucking horrible. He foolishly rushed head on and paid for his mistake.
そんな言い方ってねえぜ。
How can you say it like that?
カノン君は犯人の姿を見つけて勇敢に立ち向かったんだ。
Cannon-kun spotted the culprit and bravely stood up to them.
熊沢さんも一緒だったら犯人は躊躇して逃げることを選んだかもしれない。
If only Kumasawa-san had gone with him, the culprit might have hesitated and chose to run away. Jesus Christ, Jessica. No. What the fuck could Kumasawa-san do? We don't know that. We don't even know, like, how fucking armed the culprit was. Emotion-filled words that I never thought I'd hear from Jessica's mouth trembled out. Kumasawa looked truly sorry, could do nothing but hung her head. It's not her fault. It's no one's fault but the bastard who killed Cannon. Jessica.
今は言葉をかけるべきじゃない。
You shouldn't talk to her right now.
僕だって そしてバトラ君もだろ。
It's the same for me. And probably you as well, right? Sorry. And probably for you as well. Right? Battler-kun?
もう何が何だかわからなくて心が張り裂けそうだよ。
We don't know what's going on. And it feels like our hearts are going to split open. There were tears in George Oniki's eyes again. Seeing Jessica break down crying probably brought back the pain of losing his parents. And Shannon. I done my crying all at once. So I didn't feel like crying anymore. However, I understood how great the pain in their hearts was.
大丈夫だよ、ジェシカ。
It's okay, Jessica.
カノンにだってまたすぐ会えるよ。
You'll be able to meet Canon again soon. Oh, god damn it, Maria. That is not what you say to some... No.
よしてくれよ。
Stop it.
そういう慰めはいらねえぜ。
I don't need you to console me like that.
ベアトリーチェは死者も失った愛すらも蘇らせる。
Beatrice will resurrect the dead, and even the love that has been lost.
だからきっとすぐに会えるよ。
So you'll definitely be able to meet him soon.
そしてきっとみんなで穏やかに過ごせるから。
And then everyone will be able to live in peace.
カノン君を殺したのがマリアに昨日手紙を渡したっていうベアトリーチェなのか。
So the one who killed Canon-kun is this Beatrice who supposedly gave you that letter yesterday?
そいつはどこにいるんだよ。
Where is she?
どこに隠れてるんだよ。
Where is she hiding?
私が見つけて引き裂いてやる。
I'll find her and tear her apart.
言えよ。知ってるんだろ犯人の正体を。
Tell me, you know who the culprit is, really, don't you?
お前は何を知っていて何を隠してるんだ。
What do you know? What are you hiding?
話しやがれ。
Tell me! Damn it! Damn, Jessica, holy shit.
お嬢様、
My
おやめください。
My lady, please stop.
ベアトリーチェはいる。
Beatrice exists. exists.
ちくしょう。ゲンジさん話せよ。
Damn it! Let go of me, Genji-san.
マリアが犯人を知ってる。
Maria knows who the culprit is.
しかもそいつは知ってて隠してるんだ。
And she's hiding their identity even though she knows.
そして俺たちの内情を伝えて殺しの手引きをしてるに違いないんだぜ。
She must be telling them what we're doing, guiding them as they kill us.
ジェシカ、静かにしなさい。
Jessica, be silent. Jessica grabbed at Maria. Genji tried to stop her, but Jessica could not be calmed. The next thing I heard was the sound of Aunt Natsui slapping Jessica's face. Damn. After that, only Jessica's sorrowful sobbing voice resounded throughout the hall.
マリアちゃん、
Maria-chan.
僕は君が断じて犯人ではないことを知っている。
I know there's no way you're the culprit.
君はいつも僕たちと一緒にいたし、犯人なんかと通じている時間はなかった。
You've been with us since the beginning, and there is no time for you to communicate with any culprit.
だから聞かせてほしい。
Oh shit. So I want to tell you something.
君に昨日手紙を渡したベアトリーチェとは誰なんだい？
This Beatrice who handed you the letter yesterday. Who was she? Although those words seemingly kind, they were certainly shown that George had some remaining doubts about Maria. He didn't actually grab at her. However, he felt exactly the same way as Jessica did.
兄貴、同じことは俺もさっき聞いたぜ。
Aniki, I already asked her the same thing a second ago.
返事は同じさ。
Her same is always the same as before.
マリアちゃんの口から聞きたい。
I want to hear it from Maria's mouth.
ベアトリーチェとは
Who is
誰なん
Beatrice?
だい？
Who is Beatrice?
言ってもどうせ信じない。
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe anyway.
それはどういう意味だい？ひょっとして僕らのよく知る人物が犯人で。
Whew. I hate to cut off from here, guys. I really, really do. As we're trying to figure out who the fuck is Bertolucci and what Maria knows. But it's time to call this stream a close for the night. I will be streaming tomorrow where we continue left off, but for now, sadly, I must leave you all. Sadly. I know, this was a horrible time for me to leave, but it's past 11:30 and I can't stream any longer, so until next time, guys, take care. Mwah! I love you all. Bye! Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to watch me play this game and others on my live stream, be sure to check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/thepenguinpoet7. I go live every Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, this is the Penguin Poet,